Thank you.
Exciting and expensive for me.
Pleased that you're here.
Is that right? Yeah. So, hi guys. My name is Michael Caldicott. I've been a dental technician for 45 years, believe it or not. This is Chris, one of our colleagues. So I've run a dental laboratory, analogue dental laboratory since 1985. If it wasn't for digital, I wouldn't be in the business now. So in 2012, we bought our first milling machine. We bought a milling machine. The technicians hated it because they thought they were going to be out of work. They discouraged dentists from using it because they thought they was going to be out of work. What we've done is every technician we had, and we've got 95, I think, something like that. We've put them in places and trained them on this, so we've still got the same staff, more staff. And digital dentistry, it still to this day excites me. You guys here, there's a lot of young people here. It's a fantastic place to be. Digital dentistry now. It's not the future, it's the now. Everyone's saying it's the future, it's not, it's the now. We need to encompass it, we need to invest in it. Well, not so much invest in it these days, but invest in it and go with it, because we do need digital dentistry. It's cleaner, it's a cleaner process, it's a better workflow, it's a more predictable workflow. For us, we can keep our prices the same. People are charging, I don't know, any of your labs are charging for digital models. Don't pay it. It costs us 30 pence to make a digital model. It's cheaper than a plaster model. So don't pay a premium for digital. It needs to be a place where it's good for us all. We haven't upped our prices since in 10 years because of digital. We've managed to keep our prices fair and economical for you guys. We'd like to make dentists smile, not to piss technicians off a bit, but it's what we do. We're a bit disruptive, I'd say. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk through some of the labs we have and what we do. We've got labs that do £29 crowns for standard work, up to £200 crowns for private work. It's not the same lab. Don't think a £29 is what we do. We do every type of lab work. So these are the three directors, myself, Jeff, and Kuldeep. It's not the same bundle, but Kuldeep dropped out of med school when he was young. He worked for us for a couple of years and invested into what we're doing now. There's 95 members of staff, and we have a 24-hour manufacturing facility. Enough about us. So this is what we do. This is making dentists smile. We've got a 7-day turnaround. I won't read all that. You can read that. This is what we do. We've got £29 zirconia crowns for standard work. We don't call it NHS work. We call it standard work. So you don't have to use it for NHS. If you're doing an upright 7, you've got a fantastic crown for an upright 7. We won't police what you do. It's up to you what you do. You can charge accordingly for that. I had a surgery myself that I used to do affordable private work. So we used to do a crown for £300 instead of £700. But I used to use the £29 crowns, and it was fantastic. So this is where we went with zirconia. When I first started doing zirconia in 2016, we hadn't heard of zirconia. And then when I heard the cheapest crown you could get was £140 back in 2016, I looked at it and thought, there's no manual dexterity in that. It's easier, it's better, it's more... I used to have 100 technicians making 100 crowns. I've got 4 technicians now making 500 crowns a day. That's how simple it is. These machines don't get hangovers on Monday morning. They just come in and they do the work, and it's fantastic and it's predictable, and it's just the way forward with what we do. So we've got about 20 milling machines at the moment.
Yeah, again from Monday.
Yeah, another 3 coming Monday. Yeah, so yeah, it's what we do. So everything, even if you send impressions, which we still do impressions, We digitalise them, so we scan them and then work digitally to these impressions. Again, we haven't had a price increase for 10 years. I can't see us upping these prices for a while as well. We're not promising £29 crowns, then stopping them and doubling the prices or anything. That's where we're at. Moving on, Chris. Orthodontic work as well. We do all wired appliances. We do a retainer for £15 an arch. I'm talking about prices more than product there, but yeah, we do retainers, we do wired appliances. Everything we send, we do the whole country. We've got a £10 million turnover, so we do about 2,000 surgeries at the moment. All of our courier services are free, so there's no add-ons to that. Again, everything is digital with competitive prices. Evolve, this is our major sticking point. Dentures is somewhat of a sticking point with technology. What I'm trying to do is get a well-priced denture out there to cover NHS work, to cover independent work and also for private work. I'm struggling to get a printed denture that's affordable for you guys at the moment, but we're working on it. I've just bought a £100,000 printing machine that hopefully works. But yeah, this is to come. We do denture work. From a scan, we can go straight to a part goes straight to a finish. So that's there already. But there's still some manual dexterity that goes on there. This is exclusive. So this is your high-end dental lab doing veneers. There's some work to see around the place and stuff. So we do veneers, full arch work, everything high-end. You've all got a brochure as well if you want to look in there at prices and what we do. So yeah, anything. Make sure when you send any cases you specify that it is private or it is standard or what you need. Otherwise you'll get a £29 crown back and say, well, that's really average when it's £29. For a £29 crown, going back a bit, it's a monolithic coloured crown. So it fits, it functions, and it's biocompatible. It's a fantastic restoration for anyone really. But this is our high end. There's 30 technicians in there that work. Talented technicians as well, apparently. There you go. SmileFast. Anyone heard of SmileFast? So we manufacture all SmileFast work, and we also have our own smile design. So if ever we do about 50 grand's worth of just composite work, every other tooth, anything stent-wise, we do all of that as well. I can talk you through things with that on a lab level at some point if anyone was interested in anything to do with composite work. But yeah, that's that side of the lab. This is UK Dental. That's basically the Midlands, Midlands based. That is my first lab in 1985 I opened. People still send to that lab. It gets put into all the other labs, but it's my baby really, so I'll still include it because it means a lot to me. Yeah. Has anyone used our whitening? So Bobby's used it and Arjun's used it. Can we have? Is it any good? So the good thing about is that it? So the good thing about it, compared to others, is I feel like a singer on it. The good thing about it, there's values there that it's made in the UK. There's not many made in the UK. It's vegan friendly. It's biodegradable syringes. It's not tested on animals, and it's developed by a dentist. And it's stable. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. One of the key things about this is it all comes as one. So for £55, if you take a scan today, which is Friday, you will have this kit back with the trays inside by Wednesday. So it'll all be cellophane wrapped, so it looks clinical, it looks nice to your patients. So you can undo that, and the patient is ready to start whitening within 3 working days. So that's another point. With whitening as well, it's one of the things with whitening is you have to buy in stock. So you're at a negative financial situation. So if you've bought £2,000 worth of stock, you've got to sell it to get your money back. This you order like a crown, so you're in a net positive financial position. So you've taken a payment, then you order the whitening, it's back, and you're always in a net positive situation. That's another key point. So we do your stock control because we keep it at the lab. We do your sell by date, we keep it at the lab, and it's a fantastic looking product. There's more we can go. I won't teach you about it now, but there's more we can go on about that with sensitivity gels, and there's a nice bag that comes with it. That's £54. So it's affordable. It's £1 cheaper than boutique for some reason. I don't know, it's just one of them. Over to Chris, because I ain't got a clue.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, so when Philip unfortunately couldn't be here today, we asked him to do a little report here about the implant. I've spoken to a few of you. I was really happy to see, obviously, Bobby, Arjun, I don't know if anyone else uses us as well, having some really good results with what they do with us as an implant laboratory. And I just kind of want to explain what we do and how we can help support you. When it comes to implants, we're here as a partner. We want to be, we're in it together in order to transform that patient's life. Now, I've worked at almost every single one of these companies, and implants for me is now where I'm housed, and it speaks to me because we see that transformative growth, and how the patient can go having bone loss, no teeth, to then making that massive, big impact. They can now chew on steak, they can eat, they can do all normal things. I think, every time we talk, us more so, we're always looking at people's teeth, and makes that big difference. So, talking about what we do, so I'm going to split into two different phases. So we do the implant planning here at the laboratory. Now, the reason that we massively encourage implant planning is down to the predictability. You know what you're going to get. If you're not planning at all and you're putting those in, you might have an off day. You might be hungover from the day before. You might be, just unaware that something's actually there, or I didn't expect the nerve to be there. I didn't expect the sinus to be so low or drip down from there. We've already got that drill report ready for you of what drills to use when you're doing fully guided. We've got each stage where each implant is and measurements of how far you are away from those crucial parts. And all of this is done in-house. We have 3 people on our planning team. We have Boo, which is a senior technician specialising in full arch implant cases. He does all the full arch works. He overviews on the planning side when it comes onto all our cases. And then we have Johannes, which is a foreign trained dentist. And he's here working at the lab. He plans all the cases that go through. And then we have one more special man to us, which is Samir. And Samir is the reason, one of the reasons that we started it. Now, you see that we've got so many different labs here at Advanced Labyrinth, or however you know us. But the reason we've got so many labs is because we don't do stuff without knowing what we're doing. There's nothing worse than as a lab if they don't know what they're doing, so you've got confidence in them, and it turns out they don't know. So we then formed, we always knew with implants, we've always done the restorative side, but who are we as technicians to tell you where to place an implant? So until we've got that clinical support in-house, which we have and have done for the past 3 years, we can then support how legally bound not to say advise, but just for our insurance reasons, we can talk through those scenarios with you of how we would do it, how would we choose to do it. So with implants, it's a confidence thing. It's how confident you are of placing those implants, selling it to the patient, and talking them through how they get from X to Y. So Samir he was the key opinion leader for Straumann in Pakistan, just for some of his credentials. He's placed over 7,000 implants. And before you get any planning cases or planning reports from the lab, Samir's viewed it. He's checked it off and done, yeah, this is good. Send it to the dentist. You guys still get the final say, but we want to make sure from our side that we're making you aware of everything we need to make you aware of. And then final restorations, there's so many different restorations, whether it's OEM, tie-base, custom abutment, it can get confusing. And just kind of explaining how you want to do it, what restoration you want to see from top, and what's better for anterior versus posterior. That's where the experience and the staff that we have here can help with that conversation. It's all about helping the conversation. Every part of this lab that we work at is here as a growth partner to you. And that's why when you're going off to do start your own practice, we want to be on your team. And we want to help you succeed, which in turn helps us succeed. But if there's something that we can help that we don't benefit from, that's fine. We're here to help you. You are going to help us, and we'll make that journey there together. And I think that's one of the core reasons why we got so big and got to where we are, because we're just genuinely nice, down-to-earth people that will just have a conversation. You can call us. I'll put my personal number, and we can have a text and just have a chat about this case, and we'll definitely do that together. So talking about the planning styles, just some key points. It's a lot of information. Why do planning? Why should I not just go and place them freehand? You can. There's dentists that can place freehand, and in certain scenarios you should place freehand. It's better for the outcome of the situation. Maybe it's sleeves, it's a tight gap, or any of the above. But the actual efficiency time, yes, you've got to take a CBCT and send it off to the lab and wait. Our turnaround times is 3 days, and you get your planning video back, and you get a reports back in 3 days. And then in another 3 days, you've got the guide at the practice. So yeah, you can save those 5 days, but your actual clinical chair time of placing and using a surgical guide is a lot quicker. Gives you an idea where they're placed, the implants, and reducing the chair time itself. I've touched on it, it's a 3-minute video. We'll plan the case for you. There's options where you can plan the case. We'll use our software. We'll give you a license. We'll upload the case for you. You can sit there on your evenings. Today's Friday. Your Friday evening could be spent planning a case, or you could just send it to us.
Go to the pub.
Yeah. Go to the pub, send it to us. Come back on Tuesday. Oh, my WhatsApp's just got. It's a video of, yeah, that looks good. Actually, I want to move that a little bit. No problem. We can move it for you, or we can share the case with you. You pull it up and go, yeah, I just want that. Because it's all subjective. You guys might do something a little bit different than we do at the other side. It's about learning how you guys want to do it. Enhanced liability and protection. Now, we're getting into a stage, I think, just generally in the world of blame culture, of whose fault is it, and it's about covering your back as well. If they blame something about this, you've got all the reports on file. We keep the reports. We can see that where we plan to place the implant is where the implant has been placed. We haven't done anything else. It's reducing your risk, because it's not your word against their word. Sorry.
What software do you use?
Real guides. So we use we've tried a lot of software, and we use Real Guides for one specific reason, and that's flexibility. So it gives us the ability to make it flexible for you. The reason I can say that you can adjust things is because Real Guides allows you to do that. I think any other system that we've tried, even different versions of Real Guide, because there's many different versions, doesn't let you move things. And that's a big part. If you're the one placing it, you want to have the power however you want to have the power.
That's clinicians, is it something that we can access on our own?
Yes.
We have to say, move it,
No, you can do it, and that's why we choose Real Guides. So we choose Real Guides because then you can go on your laptop, everything's already attached, it's already layered together, stitched together, we place the implant, we set the type, and you go, I want to change the implant size. It's 11 o'clock on the night. I love doing work at midnight. Let me just dial in, right, log in the system, I'll change it to a 3.5, not a 3. And you can do that from that side, and then send us a message and go, I've reloaded the plan, approved, guide me with you in 3 days. Yeah, so reducing the risk of the liability and providing clear evidence. Touch wood, you never need it, but if the evidence is there of what you've done and how you've gone from start to finish. Behind the scenes, I'm just going to. It's a video of the Real Guide software and how it looks in our side.
dragged impression. So you can see here with the process of how we do the plan, we're actually mapping out this nerve for the CBCT and in this area of where we're going to place it. And this is not the video that you get, okay? We're not going to show you, look, we've mapped out the nerve. This is at like a 10x speed of what we're doing. So we're taking our time, we're making sure that the stitching is right, because if the stitching is wrong, your whole guide's wrong. Everything. So it's making sure that the stitching of the CBCT and the STLs match. All of our cases are restoratively led. So we start with the implant. Why make a plan if we're not planning what's the end product? What are we planning to do? And then we can highlight it here. You can see we're not next to the nerve. It's highlighted in red. We can see the buccal bone. Let's look at the sizes. And with real guides, it's got every single implant system. We haven't come across one that's not on there as of yet. And they're updated every time. Real Guides also gives us an option to get a bit fancy. If you've got a Biohorizon kit and you want to place a Straumann implant, you can technically do it by changing the sleeve. Not recommended. ConeLog and Biohorizons are compatible. And then this software allows us to do it. So that's it. We will just send you a nice overall view of this, show you where the nerve is, show you the measurements of how close we are to this nerve. It's very big. So I promise that it is a lot cleaner on the actual video that we send. I think we're losing some definition. So then we get into costs. Now, we did a lot of research when we were starting this off. I think Straumann offer it at $250 for an implant. Just for the plan, $300 I've heard, $350. So the way we do it is we don't want to rip you off. It's not our intention. There's money in it at this price for us. Why would we not offer it at that price? It's the same with the £29 zirconia. COVID came, everyone up and up the price because dentists sending it over to China wasn't getting it because China wasn't open and sending it back. And we just sat there together and went, well, everyone's struggling at the moment. Why do we need to up our price? Why do we need to charge more? We don't. So we kept things at the same price. We're all about affordability. Affordability for you guys as dentists, to pass it on the affordability to the patients and vice versa. So the whole guide, single implant unit, £90 for the planning, £30 for the surgical guide. I will say that it is plus sleeves. So depending on what system, if you use Ostem, it's a sleeveless system, so it's £120. If you use Straumann is one of the most expensive implant systems that's there. So I think it's like £20 for a sleeve on top of that. But depending what kit that you have and how you use it, we'll go from there. So talking, has anyone got any questions? Sorry, I just talked forever.
Do you do stackable guides for the lectures as well?
Yeah, so we do stackable guides. We try and avoid them, is the honest answer. Because we're then talking about what's £120 for a set, well, it's not going to be a single foot, what's £200 for a full arch case is then going to be £2.5 grand, £3 grand. So we can do it, that's not a problem. There was one case local in Birmingham, and I was like, right, I need a stackable guide because this patient's completely edentulous after I take out the 2 teeth in the mouth already. So he was like, well, use the 2 teeth in the mouth, use retention pins, and I've got some pictures and things if you want to see it, and he did it that way. And he saved himself from paying £2,500, £3,000 on a stackable guide, to then just paying, I think it was 250 quid, including original sleeves and things like that.
The idea is for them to do like an angular reduction guide.
Yeah. So depending which how you mean stackable, and I think a lot of people, yeah, if you go into that, then yes, we can do them. That's not a problem. And when we do them, we like to make sure that you're doing multiple cases with us already, and that's not from a green aspect. That's from we want to make sure that check the CBCT. We're making sure that CBCT scanner is accurate in terms of what it's saying. Are the guides fitting? We have conversations with you. It's not just, hi Chris, I've got a full arch case, I'm going to need a stackable. Yeah, sure. Because it just won't work. And then we get a bad name, you guys don't like us, we go, well, it's not our fault. So it's about having that build up to those samples, but yes, you can do it for sure. How to restore? Yeah. So just to break it down
Simplistic.
that one. What's the crown going to fit? Is it going to be a tie base or a customer button? Now you start tie base, it's going to, we're making the emergence profile with the crown, with the zirconia, and we're going to polish the gingiva facing surface. Or are we going to do it with the customer button? Now, the customer button, highly polished grade 5 titanium, and we can even add gold hue at the lab as well to make sure there's no show through from the gums. If anyone's done implants and you get a little bit of grey undertone, you know that they've had an implant. But if we colour it gold, it adds to that masking of the gum. Next question that you're going to answer, are you going to do it OEM or are you going to do it third party? OEM is more expensive. There are alternatives. Now, original part, so it means, for anyone who doesn't know, if I place a Straumann implant, I will use a Straumann abutment. So it's made by the same person. Okay? But the problem with that is that, yes, you use a Straumann implant. The cost for your Straumann abutment, I think I've seen with the abutment is 120 pounds. So it's quite expensive. And that's not including the analog, which is also 60 quid. So, or there's third party. Now, we use a company called Des. We've used them for the last 2.5 years. We've never had any issues stemming from the third abutment or anything like that. Des also is so confident in it, and you'll get people, if I'm going on a bit, you need me to finish. Des is so confident they offer a lifetime warranty, providing the patient's not doing like a lot of cocaine and whatever. There's terms and conditions for that on the website. And then original parts. Next is your service choice. We don't mind. You can provide the parts, we can order the parts on your account if you want to do it that way, or we'll buy the parts, you relax, we'll add it to the invoice. You get one invoice, it depends how it works in your practice, how you want to work, it's up to you which way you do it. But that's why you could be in a swimming pool or thinking about how do I add this lab to my order list on Straumann. There's a 10-page long form of contact names and everything else. Cost-wise, we're literally towards the end now. Stock tie base. So if you're going to use original parts, you want to stock tie base, and it costs £320. If you want to do with Des, £290. Stock tie basics, we don't believe it's the most ideal way. We prefer doing custom abutments, and it works out cheaper. So we're customising that abutment to shape the contour of that gum, to help push out the soft tissue, to try and attempt to give the zenith back in, depending on how you've treated it. And it works out cheaper than to do it this way. So your price for a single year, if you just send us a restore case, £265, we'll pay for the analog, we'll pay for the abutment, we'll sort all of that out. You literally just send it to us, ask for an approval if you want an approval, we'll get to know you. If you ask for your approval, we'll send it you on WhatsApp, send it you on email. We want to work the best way that you want to work. If you want to check approvals while on the sofa watching TV, awesome. If you want to do it on your email and have work time, fine. Would work however you want to work. The other side of that is we did a bundle offering. So if you do everything with us, you can plan the implant, place the implant, patient comes back and does the final restoration with us. For a single implant, it's £360. So we're able to even get it even cheaper than that. And the reason that we thought the bundle was missing from the industry was because if you come in, you want to know how much you're making. You want to know how much to charge the patient. So you know for one single crown, if you do planning, final restoration, lab's going to charge me £360. What else have I got to worry about? The implant, healing, and my time. So then you guys charge whatever you charge for that, whether it's £3 grand, £3.5 or however it is. Awesome. I've done my bit. I'll stop. boring you or stop talking.
Have you got the scanner?
Yes.
Okay.
Next.
So-
Any questions before I turn them on? Cool.
So basically, there you go. Yeah, we'll have a look at this first. That's fine. So, who does scanning here? Has everyone got a scanner? What we found in the industry is that, one, there's a lot of scanner snobbery that goes on. There's not a lot of difference between scanners. The main difference between scanners is iTero you can send to Invisalign. The rest of it, there's not a lot of difference. There really isn't. We found this scanner when people were... To put it in context, in 2023, we sold £2 million worth of iTero scanners, just through people we know, advised on them to send to iTero, and they'd send them back. We got an award for that as the global best-selling laboratory in the world. But we didn't pin iTero on our shirts. It was whatever suited the surgery. So if you used Invisalign surgery, we'd suggest that. We had other scanners that were going on through the years. There was Carestream, I think there's Dexter or something. Yeah, Dexis, yeah. And all of those. But we would give we would suggest the scanner to what your surgery needed. So the more I got into it, the more I was thinking, these scanner prices are ridiculous. Just as, for instance, that phone cost £1,000. It does a million different things. That's a scanner. That's £1,000. They were charging 25 grand for a scanner, £30,000. These are going to be pennies soon. These are going to be hundreds of pounds, I'm sure. So we went around the whole world looking for different types of scanners. We found a Chinese company that we use for our milling machines and stuff like that. They're fantastic. Service levels are fantastic. And we got these. This is the scanner. We've had this white label to our laboratory. But we got this scanner and we got it to a £3,500 price point for you guys. We sold 200 of them this year alone. Again, we was getting to a point where people were still not affording £3.5 grand, and they're being left behind digital dentistry. So what we come up with is an idea, not only we like to be enablers. Even with that £3,500 price point, we wouldn't sell from the lab. We'd give you an address for you to send to, well, we'd order it from China, you'd pay China and it gets sent to you. And someone asked me, what do we get out of it? It's cheaper for me to do a digital scan. I haven't got plaster workers, it's more predictable, it's cleaner, we just want digital. Back in the day, before COVID, we had the saying of impression free by 23. Well, COVID come and that didn't work, so the new one is lose the mix by 26 is what we're trying to do. We just need and we want to enable digital dentistry, not just for you. It's so much cheaper for us. Courier costs. It costs us £6 pick an impression up from somewhere in the country. It's £11 all the way around. It costs us nothing to get this. The other thing is when you don't ask for a call, you send us a scan. We receive about 600 scans a day, which is ridiculous, but we've got it in such a way it just flows so well. But we've got to a point now where we're going to offer a you've probably had this message. We're going to offer a free scanner to people who haven't got scanners, to new clients of ours, or to existing that want to send us more work or different work. All we ask back is £500 worth of lab work a month, and that's not silly amounts. If you're not doing £500 worth of lab work, your schedule's not going to be very good. But we just want that communication. We'll not only supply it. My son's here tomorrow. He's a genius on these things, an absolute genius. He used to teach at King's and stuff like that. So he's been with this since 2012. So he knows everything there is to know about digital scanning. So he can talk you through it. You won't have a hotline or a ticket to be raised. You'll phone Ben up and he'll talk you through it. Everything digital, he will help with. Your digital journey is really important. And like Bobby suggested, we've come here. He knows that we know what we're doing. He knows we're there to help. So, use other labs, use what you like, but come to us, we'll help you. We will help you, and I know you will end up coming to some part of the lab. So we're going to offer, I think we've got 10. We've got 10 we're going to offer you guys today. There's a bit of a caveat. There's a contract to sign that's not a contract. It's just so you know where we are with it. If you break it, you send it to us and we'll give you a parts costing that's cost us, not to fix it, but the parts to replace. So if you think if that breaks in a Medit, this has gone, that's a £25 part. The casing's £15. It's going to be a minimal cost to you guys, and we'll repair it at the lab, and we will get you another scanner while you're waiting for this one to come back. It's the quickest scanner I've ever seen. So my son's going to demonstrate it tomorrow. So I won't be there. I'll be in Newcastle watching Wolves, but he will scan his upper lower of his mouth in 1 minute 20 seconds. That's including the bite. It's ridiculous, and that's including the palate. So partial dentures, it's amazing. So it's not, forget the scanner snobbery. It's not a better scanner. Itarian isn't a better scanner. 3Shape, when they first come out in 2012, I went there. It's a better scanner in ways, but this is what you need for your everyday dentistry. That's all you need. And I guarantee you in 3 years' time, these will be hundreds of pounds, not thousands. So that's the offer. Ben will talk to you guys tomorrow and see whoever's interested in that. So that's us really. Is there any questions? Yep.
I've got a question about the scanner. In terms of the data storage,
Yep.
is it going to be stored locally on the laptop that you purchased, or is there options of?
So it gets stored on your laptop, in the lab, and we have a backup in Amsterdam as well. So we've got sources. There'll be none of that. There'll be none of that information.
If we get the scanner through your system, every time we scan a patient,
Yep.
there are 3 copies of data.
Yep.
One's in the laptop,
Yep.
one's going to be in yours,
Yeah,
one's in the
and we back our stuff off in Amsterdam.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else?
Is this like a USB?
Yeah,
USB-C.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
an adapter that comes with it as well. So can you plug into your phone and have an app on it? That would be cool. But I don't think...
So these as well, there's no license to them. It's free. The update and software updating is free. The install and training will be done by one of the 2 sales guys, or if you're lucky, my son Ben. And anything that comes out new gets automatically updated free of charge. It's a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. You'll also get a flow chart that we'll hope we're getting to a point where any stranger can open it up, follow the flow chart, and you're sorted. You can use it. A lot of things, we've put these in as trials, and you come back and haven't even taken it out of the box because they don't feel rightly trained. Small Fast was a classic. You'd have a Small Fast training, you go away, you wouldn't do a job because you didn't feel confidence. This is that as well. And the other thing is, when you do have a scanner, try it on each other, get confidence, because the worst thing you can do is have a patient there and you're fumbling about. If you're trying to explain or show software, there's nothing worse than someone going, hold on a minute, let's do this, hang on, because everyone starts rolling their eyes and whatever. Just get to know it. And if you scan your nurse and the nurse scans you or whatever, But one thing I will and always do encourage is getting your nurse to do the scanning. Always get your nurse to do the scanning. What that encourages is participation in the overall outcome. If you've got a nurse who sits there passing your stuff and expelling saliva and all of that, if you've done your prep, you've done your whatever you've done, and you go, can you scan the patient? That empowers that dental nurse. It gives her a part of that journey. And it also gives you time to write your notes, to go and have a coffee, and that sort of thing. So get your nurses to do it. What I used to say to people is, because you can put a user number in there, is the first person to do 50 scans gets £50. And it's not a lot of money, but you've got people itching to do it, where other people are arm's length away from it. And then you get people who are jealous of people who are doing it, and they want to do it. And it's a feather in their cap going from one surgery. If they go to another surgery, I scan it. It's an empowerment. So,
Can the scan do optometry?
can it do what? Sorry.
Yeah. Can it do it?
Does-
The same as, so it can be used for implant scans in normal scan bodies, but also photogrammetry with the
Full
Lego
arch, yeah.
full arch, yeah. Because all the photogrammetry that I'm referring to, hopefully it's the same one, is that it's helping the scanner. Because that's what it is, right? Because it gets lost in translation through the edentulous area, and then with those attachments as they come through, it has something to track. It has something to track and stitch it together. So yeah.
Ben will also go through how to scan. He'll do this he'll probably just do it briefly to you guys, but when he installs it, you'll have an hour's training as well, and then you'll have Ben's number, and he rarely gets called back.
How easy is it to use with Invisalign and stuff? How easy is it to use with Invisalign?
So it's uploading an STL file for Invisalign, so you can use it. Do they accept it? I'm not sure. Do they accept any scanner?
Yeah, they do. So with iTero is obviously it sends direct and you get the picture and the. If that's what you do, then okay. You can still use it with iTero. There's Angel, the license and things like that as well. You're just going to download the scan and have to submit it manually. It is a little bit difficult, but for the price difference and how many cases you do, you have to weigh up.
It is an STL file, is it?
Yeah, it's an STL file. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a STL file, a PLY file as well, because it is a colour scanner, and then so you can scan in colour. A PLY file is the same as an STL file. So that's.
And then with iTero, there is a feature where you can smile design person with this able to do.
This does the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is updating to do different things, and it does do. Ben will tell you tomorrow. He knows everything. It does do bits and bobs, but it's not up to doing caries detections.
So square value for 3,000 is amazing.
It's ridiculous. Well, everyone who's used it and uses it, I've not had one complaint. No one's come back and says it's not doing what it says on the box. And it is what it is. You'd rather have that than no scanner at all. And I did a talk to Coliseum. They have the new intakes of dentists, and people pay £4,000 for some loops. You can get this for £3,500, and that's so much better for your dentistry. It's an intraoral scanner than loops. Get your loops, but get this first, and then wherever you go, keep it with you. Don't rely on practice owners to have one. You go with a digital scanner, because if you've had a digital scanner and you go back to impressions, you're going to be horrified. So, yeah.
One thing that is sometimes quite tricky is communication with the labs, especially when you're planning some like cases, complex cases.
Okay.
Considering you're such a big lab, how do you deal with communication with your clients?
So the business is departmentalised. There's each person in each of the businesses as we progress through that are managing those.
It's a good question.
So it's very difficult. When you think of big companies, you think of big, large hierarchical change. You don't think of a lean project. But that's where this differs. We've kept ourselves very flat in a structural chart. And the people that are looking after the different ones, we have a compliance phone number which looks after everyone. You can have their WhatsApp number, any issues, any questions, you can contact them. We have a call
pretty much a call centre in the lab as well that you can contact. But if you want to speak to technicians, then we have multiple technicians in each of those laboratories that have work phones that you can message, WhatsApp. For implant cases, I massively encourage it. I massively encourage giving my number, Vu's number, and we have those conversations. We set up a group together, so there's 3 of us in the group, because if I'm off on holiday, then Vu's there to pick it up, or Liv's there to pick it up, and we have those conversations together.
We will give you a list of contacts, so you can look down the list and see the contacts, and we can have different departments to send the different things to. We've got a corporate part of the laboratory, that corporate centre, so they get all this bundled together and get one invoice. But at the moment we're sort of it's gone from a lab, and we've bolted other labs onto it, and then we've come up with Labyrinth to sort of, because that's what we need to be doing. We need to get it to Labyrinth all as one. So yeah.
But yeah, there's people at different stages that can help you and support
So
you.
say like you send like a case in the real time, and if I want to review it with a technician, so is that something that we can arrange a Zoom meeting and we can go into it? Is that kind of service?
We can. If you would like to, we'll plan the case
It's
first.
just for big cases, I'll like
And then we
to
can
do
move
that.
on. Yeah.
So is that something that could be done?
Yes.
The compliance number needs to be reacted within 10 minutes. So if you don't get a text back within 10 minutes of an intention, that's a complaint. So we need that. We know you guys are sat there waiting for a reply, and the worst thing you can do is someone not call you back. Service is probably the biggest part of the laboratory at the moment. So with digital dentistry, it's easier to get a good restoration, or a good part of the laboratory is. So the most important part of the laboratory, is service, and a simple reply, or a simple call to action to what we're going to do and who's going to ring you back is really important. So that's where we're trying to get. We're there, but we want to make it even more compliant. Maybe CareStack can put something in with the labs as well. Is there anything else, guys? Anything?
No? All right. Thank you.
We're here to... Sorry. Cheers, guys.